Coach Laurie, and I want to say, what's up, future D1 players? This is the very own, your coach. I'm here to give you nothing but gems and truths. Hey, I'm going to break it down a very vital subject that most high schoolers want to know, and also guys that want to walk on or whatever they want to do to play D1 baseball. And today we're going to be talking about want to play D1 baseball, master these five tools. Master these five tools because every coach, college coach, is looking for these tools. And I want to make sure you know what these tools are and how important they are when you're trying to achieve that D1 or any scholarship. Okay, plus with that, we're going to give you some other great things at the end. So I want you to stay to the end and I hope you enjoy this. So let's get right to it. Let's go. Tool number one that college coaches, scouts, MLB scouts, number one tool is this: hitting for average. Hitting for average. We talk about hitting for average, and I think of hitting for average. I think of the very own, the great, one of the greatest hitters of all time. Hitters, just a hitter, is Tony Gwynn. He is Mr. 300. This man was a pure hitter. Understand what I'm talking about? Hitting for average. He hit 338 his whole career. I think he played over 20 years. 3,000 hits? Over 3,000 hits. That's almost impossible. He struck out minimum. I mean, think about it. Hey, Tony Gwynn, 338 batting average, hit over 3,000 hits. And, if you really want to get to that next level, that's the first one that they look at. Average. I'm sorry, hitting for average. And for example is Tony Gwynn. But here's an action step you can take with you. It's something I love. I like to give action steps so you guys can apply the things that I'm teaching. Let's say I want you to take minimum 100 quality swings a day. When I say quality, that don't mean just go up there swinging. I'm talking about quality. Anticipate it mentally what you're trying to do. What are you trying to achieve? What's your goal? Focus on, for example, just line drives. Hit it up the middle, up the middle. Do that 100 times. 100. Or Oppo 100 times. You'll be out there for a long time, but it'll be worth it in the long run. Hitting for average. Focus on line drives, hit up the middle, whatever it is. Because remember, at the next level, D1 exactly, consistency is king. Consistency. That's at the D1 level. That's at the MLB level. That's at every level. Consistency is king, and it keeps you in the game. So that's tip one for the tools. Tool number two is hitting for power. Hitting for power. You know, nobody, in my own eyes, this is just my opinion. This is my opinion that I have seen, physically seen with my eyes, hit it better than Barry Bonds. 762 home runs. People can say what they want to say about him. You know, I'm not gonna get into a debate of what is what, but hitting the baseball itself is extremely hard. I don't care what anyone says. So he hit 762, the very own Mr. 25 Barry Lamar Bonds. Pitchers were afraid to pitch to him. So if they're afraid to pitch to him, he was a bad boy. And I'm talking about bad in a good way. So he had more walks than everybody as well. So take that for what it's worth. Hitting for power is tool number two that scouts are looking for. Here's an action step you can use with that. Train yourself on explosiveness with a medicine ball and throw it against the wall. Weighted bats as well. Do weighted bat drills, throw medicine balls, gap to gap power. Power just isn't natural. Remember, it's not just natural power. You can also build on power. If you know what I'm talking about, hitting the weight room. So those are some natural things, some things you can do. So you can start working on that now. That's tip two. Now, tip three. This is one of my favorite tips that scouts are looking at. That's speed. Speed. Speed is a game changer. Hmm. And we're talking about speed in every aspect. In every aspect, even if you're a pitcher, if you're a base runner, hitter, on the field, speed. Here's an example of a speed guy, which we all can relate to him today. L.A. De La Cruz. He may be reckless at times, but most of the time, he's on point. He turns singles into doubles and then steals the base and makes it triples. He forces the defense to play great defense. He forces them to play good defense because the defense knows any mistake is going to cost them. Imagine if every baseball team in the major league, from the National League to the American League to the East to the West to the Central, all those, just think about all those teams. If they had at least one player like De La Cruz, the game would be like, wow. Think about it. So you can be that De La Cruz. If you got speed, you know, hmm, you can change some things. Think about that. But here's an action step you can take with you as well. Work on your 60-yard dash weekly. Now, you don't need someone to go out there with you. I'm just telling you for example, from experience. From experience. That's how bad you want it, man. How bad you want it. I said hungry, but are you starving? I need you to act like you're starving. I need to go get it. I need to go get it. It ain't coming to me. I got to go get it. So work on that 50-yard dash weekly. I want you to sprint, 3 times a week, at least 3 times a week. Let's just say 3 times. Let's say 3 times a week. Let's start with 2 and then build to 3. Master base stealing techniques. Scouts love it. They see speed instantly. That's even when you walk on the field. Even when you're picking up the ball. Like when there's a play, how do you quickly you get to the ball in every aspect. And even if you're a pitcher, it all works. Speed is a game changer. So work on that action step right there. Here's tip 4. And that's tip 4 is fielding. Defense is something you must have. Defense is it's like the trust factor. Can we trust you when it's the bottom of the ninth and it's a tie game? Are you gonna boot it or are you gonna make the play? We'll take this in extra innings. What's the play? Defense is like a trust. When I think of trust, I think of defense. Can I trust you? Can I keep you in the game? And here's a good player, a player that you can possibly trust most of the time. That's Francisco Lindor. He's a perfect example. He's smooth, he's steady, and for the most part, he's always in control. He makes the hardest plays look easy. Think about that. That's what you want to be. That's what you want to be your roadmap. That's something you want to look at. You strive for. Here's an action step. I want you to take 50 minimum to 100 ground balls. Minimum ground balls or fly balls daily. That's after practice. After practice, after you're tired. That's the test. Dial into your footwork, your glove, your angles, your transfers. Work on all of that. You know, People say anything flashy gets you noticed, but flashy doesn't get you noticed. Yeah, it tells me you got some talent, but can you make the easy plays? And can you make the hard plays look easy? Remember what I said, defense is a trust factor. It's a trust factor. And you want to be consistent. Remember I talked about consistency. Consistency. Number 5, this is the 5th tool right here. It's arm strength. Arm strength. Then, I want to think about arm strength. Okay, so for arm strength, I got a great example. Before I say this guy that has great arm strength, and I know everyone that has been around baseball will know this guy. But this guy's arm strength is impeccable. Impeccable. There's some guys right now that playing, no disrespect to them, but this is just one of my favorites. One of my favorite guys. And he displays great arm strength and is very own the two-way player, football star, and baseball star, very own Bo Jackson. The guy has a rifle. It doesn't matter if you put him in left field. It doesn't matter if you put him in right field. It doesn't matter if you put him in center field. The guy has a rifle of an arm. You know, he can throw you. He can be at the warning tracks and just ain't no hops. He's going straight at you. I remember that play that he threw out Harold Reynolds. Harold Reynolds thought he was going to score, and he was out. Threw him out. It's iconic. It's like the play of the century. Centuries. You can't forget that play. That's what I'm talking about. Arm strength. Now you may not be there yet, but any 1% each day is better than you were the day before. So, you know, remember that iconic play, pure cannon. You know, here's an extra step you can work on. Long toss twice a week builds raw strength. Long toss, not short toss. Long toss. You know, pair it up with someone you can throw with that's gonna push you, you know, and make the throws accurate. Do some drills as well. Uh, make accurate throws and make sure your coach is noticing you. Ask your coach to watch you just a little bit, not all the time, but watch so you can work on the things you need to work on and get your balls like we don't want loopy. We want straight in a line. So those are some extra steps. I got a bonus one, a bonus tip. I know I said there's 5 tools, but there's another tool that scouts don't look at. Scouts do look at that they don't tell you about, and it's called baseball IQ. This is the bonus one. A lot of kids they overlook this, but you gotta have baseball IQ. You gotta know the game. You gotta have IQ, man. Come on, you gotta have some IQ. And a great guy that has IQ that's played more than anybody in Major League Baseball history is very own Cal Ripken Jr., the Arm Man. The guy, I don't know how he did it. I don't know what he did, but he played 2,632 games. 2,632 games straight. And he wasn't flashy, but he understood the game. He prepared every day. Every day. He always put himself in the right position for each pitch. But also, he studied the game. Are you studying a game? Do you want to be like Cal Ripken, who had an IQ? Because coaches, scouts, they notice that. Those are the 5 tools. Here's an extra step with that IQ. Study the game, films, learn situations, ask questions. Baseball IQ is what keeps you on the field when talent alone can't keep you on the field. You know, that's a good one right there. I hope you enjoy that. I really enjoy giving that information, those 5 tools, because I've had a influx of people that want to know what the 5 tools are. So there are the 5 tools plus a bonus one. So every D1 player can know, or potential D1 player will know. Hit for average, hit for power, speed, fielding, arm strength, and baseball IQ. So with that, I hope you enjoy that. You know, hope those 6 things help you understand what the recruits and the scouts are looking for. Have your dream. You are the dream. Make your dream a reality. And if you like that, hit that like button and subscribe button so we can keep us giving you more content every week. And here's a little extra bonus for you here. If you really enjoy that and you want to get more into it, and you want to play D1 baseball or college baseball in general, I want you to join me with my exclusive group, a D1 Baseball Dream Community. Leave a comment. On the comment, put dream. You get some behind the scenes stuff that I have with some of the interviews I have with the MLB players, MLB coaches, college coaches, some exclusive information, you know, some past college baseball players, college baseball players and pro baseball players. Plus, you get some strategies, you get some motivation, you get some stuff that's locked in to help you with your goals. So drop me the word dream as a comment, and I'll be glad, or email me, and I'll get that in right for you. So this is Coach Laurie, You Going Pro. Hey, remember, you know, you can make it happen. I believe in you. If I can do it, you can too. This is Coach Laurie. I'm signing out. I hope to see you on the inside. Hey,